The incident occurred late last night while the team was heading to Obuasi after an operation at a concession in Anyatrim, which has been taken over by illegal miners. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources extended its sympathies to the family of the fallen soldier and conveyed heartfelt wishes for a swift recovery to the injured team members. The ministry has also initiated a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding the accident. The fight against illegal mining continues unabated. Now, Ghana is once again confronting a familiar question. Are we getting the value we deserve from natural resources that anchor our economy? At a policy dialogue, former Lands and Natural Resources Minister Inusa Fuseni called for reforms in the automatic renewal of mining licenses in Ghana.
A Dialogue Center brought together policymakers, researchers and civil society to examine a question Ghana has struggled with for decades: whether the country gets its fair share from its natural resources. Debate about foreign influence in Ghana's natural resource sector remains persistent, even as mining continues to contribute significantly to national revenue. Analysts argue that gaps in monitoring, licensing and contract negotiations reduce the value Ghana retains. Calls for reforms and greater transparency have increased.
Government is considering a policy that will remove the automatic renewal process of mining leases and ensure that there must be compelling reasons why a mining lease that is expired could be renewed or extended. Now, and one of the reasons could be whether the mine's production and the benefits that has come to the country from the production has been equitable.
The issue about the fight against illegal mining also came up.
The first step in any activity to restore sanity in an environment or community is to use law and order. So those illegal miners are engaged in an illegal activity. And so the laws of Ghana ought to be enforced. And to enforce them, you need the security agencies to do it. I always ask a question: why will people elect to do illegal mining when there is an opportunity to do it legally?
Member of Parliament for Isutifi South, Collins Dauda, highlighted what he believes are the major areas where the national interest is compromised.
So if we take the mining sector, for example, we have the Minerals and Mining Act of 2006, Act 703. That is the prevailing law. But this law was passed in 2006. So it means that we have worked with it for some time. And before that law was another law. There was a law before the 2006 one. But because circumstances changed, there was need for the country to have a new law to address circumstances at the time. Today, it is clear that there's need for us to change our laws again, and that is what government is doing.
Ghana's natural resource sector has long been criticized for the imbalance between state benefit and foreign profit. While mining contributes significantly to revenue, analysts say the country loses millions through tax exemptions, poorly monitored operations and contracts that lock Ghana into less favorable terms.
The Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa has announced that 169 Ghanaians have been deported from the United States to Ghana since January 2025. He says there are 120 Ghanaians currently awaiting final decisions by immigration officials to be deported to the country. Meanwhile, Mr. Ablakwa has told Parliament that Ghana has not requested monetary or material support from the United States for accepting third country deportees.
So far, Mr. Speaker, 388 Ghanaians have been in detention since January this year on immigration-related charges. Of this number, 120 are awaiting final decisions by the Board of Immigration Appeals. 49 have exhausted all legal processes and await final deportation arrangements. As of today, per the ministry's records, 169 Ghanaians have been deported to Ghana since January 2025. Of this number, 90 arrived in Ghana unaccompanied on commercial flights and 66 on chartered controlled flights supervised by ICE agents. We have made clear that deportees have rights and that they should be deported within the confines of international law. They should not be abused. Their rights should be respected. So far, our engagement with these deportees, there has not been any evidence of violation of their rights when we have engaged them.
This understanding with the United States of America, what is in it for Ghana, for our national interest, and in the promotion of the public interest of Ghana?
The government of Ghana has not requested any monetary support, logistical support, any material support for this intervention. The understanding is purely on humanitarian grounds. We are Pan-Africanists. These are fellow West Africans who are in distress, being detained, being treated shabbily, without dignity, and we cannot look on as Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana.
Some more here on the morning news, and Cabinet has approved enhanced conditions of service for all diplomats working abroad. President John Mahama announced this at the swearing-in of 11 envoys as ambassadors and high commissioners. The president says the new conditions will include a waiver to import a vehicle up to 2.7-litre capacity for returning foreign service staff.
Performance indicators are not meant to burden you. They are intended to empower you. They will help the government identify support needs, reward excellence, and ensure that every mission contributes meaningfully to Ghana's national development priorities. We recognize that diplomats must be well supported to deliver on their mandates. For this reason, Cabinet has approved enhanced conditions of service for all our diplomats working abroad. Additionally, the Cabinet has approved a waiver of import duties and taxes on one vehicle for foreign service officers returning from overseas service. I was expecting you to clap. Yeah? But there's a caveat, with an engine capacity not exceeding 2.7 litres. So if you're thinking of a V8, I'm sorry. In line with our prudent budget management and the broader reset agenda, Cabinet has further approved rent ceilings for officers serving in missions abroad. This is intended to prevent waste and ensure value for money in all our foreign operations. I expect strict adherence to all protocols governing this policy. Financial discipline is integral to national renewal, and our missions must lead by example.
We return to Parliament, and the minority and majority caucuses went head-to-head on Wednesday in a fiery dispute over the cost of purchasing 4 new aircraft announced by the Finance Minister in the 2026 budget. The ranking on Foreign Affairs hinted at a sum of $1.2 billion to be used to purchase a presidential jet, an amount that sent the chamber into heated exchanges. Christian Yale brought us this report.
Mr. Speaker, I'm talking about $1.2 billion United States dollars to purchase presidential debt when you cannot pay nurses, when you cannot pay teachers, when you cannot buy farm produce, when you cannot recruit workers.
Nowhere in this budget is $1.2 billion allocated for the purchase of a presidential jet. How much does Air Force One cost?
Which item in the budget?
And you know humility and modesty. I'm a lawyer. I checked my facts out.
Mention the line item in the budget.
And I know what I'm talking about. It's $1.2 billion.
Yes, Honorable.
The majority leader then questioned how the ranking member arrived at that figure, questioning what primary school he attended, and that triggered another showdown.
I cannot imagine which primary school you went. where you were taught that $260 million. How can you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis and get $1 billion? What kind of mathematics did you learn in school? Speaker, I attended my basic school in Fufunso Preparatory Primary School in the Savannah region. Mr. Speaker, I know that the majority leader, having attended school in Boko, proceeded to school in Harvard. Mr. Speaker, and I know that you will not allow any member of this House, regardless of his status in this House, to disrespect, to denigrate, to demean myself. May I humbly, very humbly and kindly plead with my senior brother, the majority leader, do the needful by withdrawing and apologizing to my modest, humble self and the thousands of Ghanaians for this insult before I proceed. Because I know that you had a good maths teacher in that school, that's why I'm surprised that when you convert 2 billion Ghana cedis, you get $1.2 billion. If he feels offended, I, who went to Boku in a primary school, was taught to apologize and withdraw. So I apologize and I withdraw.
Unsatisfied with what unfolded in the chamber, the Damongo MP then addressed the press.
If you put all of these together, these 4-year programmed expenditure, if you put all of these together, which is the multi-year procurement commitment the government of President Mahama has made to purchase these 4 helicopters and 2 presidential jets, it amounts in total to 13,152,072,333 Ghana cedis. If you do the conversion conservatively at the rate of 10.53, which is Bank of Ghana rate, you will get 1,249,009,718 United States dollars. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, governance is about transparency. Is it a good way of spending our taxes? Is it a prudent step to take?
Now, the Ghana Armed Forces has increased its presence in the Boku General area to address violent situations, especially as the Otumfuo-led mediation of the chieftaincy conflict nears conclusion. Additional detachments have been deployed in and around Binduri to support existing ground forces. Correspondent Castro Senyala has the rest of the story.
In the past few months, the insecurity situation in Binduri has been troubling following the spillover of the Boku chieftaincy conflict. The spillover has led to violent attacks, resulting in the loss of lives and property. In response to the new wave of attacks, the government and state security agencies have been working to restore peace in the area through engagements with the factions, collaborations with traditional authorities, and the enforcement of curfews. During a visit to the area, the Ghana Armed Forces Northern General Officer Commanding Brigadier General Walanyo Agbebo said the military's actions are aimed at safeguarding lives and restoring stability.
We have realized that for the past 3 months or so, Boku has been very good, very calm, and all the attention now have shifted to Binduri. So we want to see what we have done in Boku. We do the same thing in Binduri, or even better, to ensure that Binduri too is safe. We are doing all this in anticipation of Otumfuo's declaration so far as the Boku crisis is concerned. Now we need to move the truth forward instead of waiting for something to happen before we move forward.
At the Binduri Senior High School, where one of the military detachments has been positioned, the conflict has forced students to flee to safety and has negatively affected admissions. Some staff members have also abandoned their posts, which has taken a toll on the school's operations.
The population of just been currently the first years that we have now is about 20-something. It's not even up to 30-something. And then those who come for the admission, they are about 50. They are not even up to 60 and then beyond.
Some of the elders will help up so that the students will come back because due to the conflict, they ran away.
The Binduri District Chief Executive, Arigu Martin Akurugu, has appealed to residents to support efforts towards lasting peace.
We are also appealing to the youth. There is no any person that benefits from war. We need peace.
Until lasting peace and stability is restored to the Boko General area, the Ghana Armed Forces says it will continue with the sustained peace enforcement efforts. Castro Sinyala, TV3 News, Binduri, Upper East Region.
Now, some unposted trained teachers from the 2023 batch have petitioned the Ministry of Education for their employment. The teachers say the recent budget presentation by the Finance Minister suggests that the government has no plans to post them.
Leaders of the group say they have made numerous appeals to the Ghana Education Service, GES, but that has not yielded any positive results.
We cannot stay wrong to next year. Maybe, we don't know. Because that was what they said. Maybe 2027 they will employ us. And we can, even that one, they are not specific. We cannot stay that long. We need immediate recruitment, like they are doing for other professionals.
Since 2022, we finished college, we did our national service, wrote our ancestral exams, and we have passed. Until now, we have been in the house. And government has been saying every day that they are going to recruit us, they are going to post us. But till now, our portals are not open. And when we go for employment, people are not ready to employ.
The group lamented that life has become unbearable.
The academic year began in September, of which we didn't hear of anything like portal has been open for recruitment. We have served GES, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, so many letters. But as you all know, with the just budget that which was read, it surprised us that on some media houses, the finance minister said that he is saving the economy. In view of that, there is not going to be recruitment for teachers this year, 2026.
The expiry date on the licensure certificates is 2026, and 2026 is just at the corner. So if they are not posting us and it is going to expire, how should they expire without us working and they expect us to renew with our money? It doesn't make sense.
They later marched to the Ministry of Finance to petition the Finance Minister. Receiving the petition on behalf of the Minister, the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry assured the group of the Ministry's commitment to give them their financial clearance.
Private legal practitioner Martin Pegbu has intensified calls for the resignation of Special Prosecutor Kisia Jabin and his assigns over what he describes as failure of the OSP to prosecute former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. Lawyer Pegbu was earlier invited by the OSP for a hearing following allegations of corruption he made against the Special Prosecutor. Lord Adwasare reports.
Lawyer Martin Pegbu earlier accused the Special Prosecutor of colluding with the former Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, to evade prosecution and leave the shores of Ghana. He was hence invited by the Office of the Special Prosecutor to substantiate the allegations on Wednesday, November 19.
Yeah, so at the beginning, we're a bit unsettled because there's an officer who sought to say that I should have only one lawyer present. It's unconstitutional. There's no part of the Constitution that restricts your right to a number of any lawyer. I've been here before. I've seen their conference rooms. So if I have 15 lawyers, but my number, that wasn't even, we were just 2 lawyers. There were other lawyers who were to join, but I had 2 at the time, and he sought to restrict. So we reprimanded the officer, and I'm sure in due course I'll notify the higher ups. So basically the hearing started, and then we raised some objections, and so based on that there's been an adjournment. So if those objections are resolved, there may be a continuation.
The private legal practitioner chastised the OSP for the delay in filing charges against the former Finance Minister while he was out of the jurisdiction.
Where some public institutions are allegedly, in any event they are contested, or at least one institution is contesting, are allegedly frustrating the work of the Special Prosecutor, he has to come out and inform Ghanaians. He didn't, and he allowed Ofori-Atta through. And I'm saying that for that one, Kisia Jabin and his right-hand men, 2 of them, have to pay dearly for it. They must leave office. Look, because you see today, Ofori-Atta's name has been taken off the Interpol Red Alert. All this is needless. This is preventable.
Martin Pegbu also advocated for the freezing of the assets of Ken Ofori-Atta while his prosecution is pending.
Lord Edwasari filed that report. Well, that's it for the morning news here on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you so much for staying with us. And of course, do stay with us on New Day. Here on New Day on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. And yes, Thursday morning, we are almost hitting the weekend and we've got a lot of great stuff for you today. And of course, we will be going back to the woman who was beaten by her husband. We brought you that story and you gave us your reactions as well. We've had an exclusive conversation with her and she's been telling us the circumstances under which we saw the husband beating her and really what's going on. We'll be telling you that, of course, during our big issue conversation as well, we'll be telling you the story about the ECOWAS court deciding to dismiss that petition sent to it by the former Chief Justice Gertrude Arabe-Isaba-Tokonu to suspend the process of her removal from office. And also we'll be going into the special prosecutor's case, the fact that the former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has been removed from the red alert of Interpol, and the special prosecutor coming to explain to us why that, and also it doesn't mean that the case has been suspended or the Interpol is no more looking into the case. We'll be going into all of that. We'll be joined by Kofi Bento. We'll be joined by our regular panelist, Ayana Imoro. Will be joined also by Nanaya Jantua, as well as Susanne Dramankwa and other analysts who will join us this morning to have this conversation. But yes, it's a great day. We've got a lot of stuff for you. So, of course, along the program, my colleague Roland Walker will be joining us as well to go into all that we have to talk about today. But yes, you're welcome to the This Morning segment. And I just told you that we have had a conversation with a woman who was beaten by her husband. Remember, we brought you that story last week, that viral video of the man beating the woman who was actually naked on a compound, and the beginning of this week, and the police later issuing a statement that the man had been arrested together with two siblings of the man who had attempted to also attack the tenant who filmed that video, which eventually went viral. So we'll be bringing you that exclusive conversation with her. But you're welcome to This Morning segment on Your Day. Let's watch the story as filed by my colleague Portia Gabo.
It was a viral video that got Ghana talking. A video of a man physically assaulting his wife to the pulp while naked. A 32-year-old woman, a wife, sister, auntie, and mother of two was the victim. At her hideout, she showed me scars and bruises of domestic violence etched deeply on her skin. Visibly shaken, Harriet, a 32-year-old mother of two, is distraught and not okay. She and her husband have been estranged for 5 months. She tells me she had to leave her marital home because she was fed up with the physical assault meted on her. Unfortunately, she could not go with her 2 kids after her husband refused to let her go along with them. I was at a funeral on Saturday in my hometown when he called to say that my younger son was ill and that I must return to cater for him. I only came home to find the kids playing and asked why he lied to me. At night, he wanted to have sex with me. I refused because we've been estranged for 5 months. He told me that he had set a trap for me. He wanted to kill me.
Trap number 30. Na say trap system. Bi say me Jimmy. So we kura na se na we jan kwala no. and I'm a friend and I say, and there's no Mr. Jimmy is saying, that's a minute. Ubu me am Johnny Bessel, Cressa Wapamicho, I'm a member. And the Travis say, me baby cool. Satam no a friend back, Daniel. So found Colani, Coname found Colani.
His son came for the kids, after which he locked the door.
Si Daniel Nadine Colani paper no lock here, or Chinese door. Say, lock and no lock here. Satadina Shaman was on a tomami. Tarara. Nika Shami, or send a tomami. I hear near Shaman or toy, no attitude enough, Mijina naked or all.
He tore off my clothes, underwear, and beads until I was naked. Then he subjected me to severe beating.
No fire. With the bomb, me said him. I blame the trap now. Something so bad. Come see me, cool and go baby. I wish I have for mine. And I miss Mr. So when you 2 minutes at once, so book to drink. The book to the Lord, they are bombing. Or stop many numbers of men, to bury our own many. Or the bubble bombing. I beg, we no quine. Until quarry and also at the full frabber, or catching her, or fast second. Or so means I say. So be charming, son, if you so many me them. See me so. Me brony. Memena, me pekwana kuma betoni yem no jam kekena mako mi ye e biele suya papa we don't just that it open la ba ko ye no keteku eno bobo no ma no siblede mpacho biemi no bie gate to bie gate na blan be jese kan no kache blan so wompie o sa to aso no ko fa ne ba ne fa na Abigail ko fa ne sleeper the bobo me minka ze munchantro no TV anim me minka sakeke me ne oba min kuba ma me na awani masida no de bobo me fi no wiki me joint beje bajo be kumi me stop me os meku onya hushi ya me si meku.
She tells me this is not the first time that her estranged husband has abused her. Despite several pleas and reports to the Ghana Police Service, Harriet says nothing was done about it, despite carrying evidence.
That day say I see me waga daddy nana seka mi uja me manu Obama Obomi ne carried me come kebi bia min chanto to me ba papa su de.
He accused me of cheating when I only went out to buy food. He put pepper in my private parts. Despite several pleas and reports to the Ghana Police Service, Harriet says nothing was done about it, despite carrying evidence.
Police station,
4 times for a Tesano. Of Uncle to me kind. So at some days in Wako, say in a cosi by police for 9 days, and
she does not trust state agencies to come to her aid, so I staged an intervention and placed a call to the gender minister.
I mean, everyone who sees our sister will have tears in their eyes. I mean, you tear up. But we thank God for her life. We are getting her to safety, and then the children as well. And so once they are safe, we'll look at the next step forward. But by all means, it's our collective responsibility to protect life. And so we'll ensure that she's okay.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service has arrested the suspect, John Odate Lamte, Following his arrest, 2 of his siblings who attempted to attack a female tenant they suspected of recording the incident and circulating the video were also arrested, and the tenant was rescued to ensure her safety. Harriet hopes revealing her identity and telling her story will help another woman. If you're a victim of domestic violence, these are the toll-free numbers you should call.
0800 800 800 0800 900 900 and then 0800 111 222. When you call these numbers, it's free of charge and you will get help.
Portia Gabo, TV3 News.
Wait. Again, short of words, really, regarding what we've just seen. Roland?
Yeah, a very sorrowful incident that happened between a couple, as strange as they are.
Yeah.
And I believe was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago,
Yeah.
when we're talking about the subject matter, I said that she can find some remedies in the law.
Yeah.
And I believe that it's in that state that the gender minister, as well as the other state agencies concerned about her plight, have decided to take the subject further.
Yeah.
And so I believe that the law will take its course, and more importantly, the law will do right by her, because she's not the only one by way of whether a man or a woman, but particularly for women, where the research is indicating that 1 out of 3 women tend to face domestic abuse in various sets of relationships. And the relationship could be marital, could be a courtship, or just a normal...
Sometimes it could just be parents, children.
And then sometimes, generally also, it could be in any domestic or official environment where we have abusive individuals from all sexes who tend to abuse women, or the minority men who tend to face that as well. And so this should not be looked at in an isolated incident. It has to be broadly expanded. And again, I say that we have institutions of state in our society who need also to take a responsibility to be able to conscientize all, particularly when it comes to males or men, you know, and the way they treat women. But more importantly, the few minority men who tend to face some of these abuses as well, to conscientize the other sex, who are the few females who tend to be abusive in their relationships.
But you know,
but this is horrific.
Yeah,
yes.
One thing that the woman said, which saddened me more, was the fact that the police had been reached out to a number of times. 4 times we heard the relative also say, and it looks like those calls were ignored. This woman could have died. And perhaps it's time for us to really re-educate some police officers and some of these officials, so that they're able to really take matters with that urgency, look at matters with that urgency that they deserve. Because if she had, 4 times, she could have died, like she herself said. And so when cases are reported immediately, even if officials think that they are not too serious, they have to really pay attention to them, so they're able to save people like her.
And it's the reason why African males who travel abroad, those who go for boga or whatever it is they call it, they always complain that because the Western system tends to greatly favor women who are the more disadvantaged of the 2 sexes that God has created, the man and the woman. And so we don't tend to fit in when we go to Europe to go and hustle. Yeah, because the way we've been brought up to be brute, brash, and without a care of a word or the world for our spouses or the females that we tend to encounter as well. So, but I guess the institutions would need to do better than they are. And we thank God that there's social media, and social media then is broadcasting live, real time, faster than traditional media would. Indeed. Of course, Aftermath, we've gone to look at the story in detail, but the first port of call was the video that went viral.
Indeed.
And subsequently, we've seen the plight that she is in. But she's just 1 of 3 women of our population that you will meet who tend to face such abuses, whether gruesome like hers or moderate, but still, nonetheless, not the best.
Yeah, so hopefully the police is able, beyond the arrest, they're really able to go into it. I think she even deserves an apology for trying to reach them 4 times and there was no response, and eventually she had to run away 5 months into this before she was attacked. I mean, she deserves more than and better than that. So yes, the phone lines are open. The numbers are showing on your screen. Call in and share with us your thoughts. And again, congratulations to the gender minister for being there and giving her, yes, that assurance that she needs and the fact that she cannot be harmed anymore. Where she is protected. So call in, share your thoughts with us and really what you believe could also be done to protect not just the woman, but other women as well who may find themselves in this situation. Naomi joins us live on the line as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
How is Roland?
I'm well. A beautiful friend of mine is celebrating the birthday, so I'm just basking in the birthday mood, so to speak. And so I've been yeah. Good morning to you, Jane. Ampomfi Duku. Jane Ampomfi Duku of Cape Coast. Happy birthday to you. And I know that as a woman watching the story, you're also attached.
Hello?
But yeah, good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I would like to speak the local dialect. So
please go ahead. Go ahead.
Myself more.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to complain about. Because I'm complaining about Kokorobite police station. They are filled with the notorious people in Kokorobite. So if you go and report, there is nothing that they can do. They leave it like that. I supported the certain lady to go and report the same situation. They were not able to even take the number of the victim's boyfriend. And the man keep on harassing the girl, threatening the girl. And it is awful. And we, the women, we go through such abuses. And it's very wrong. Because there are no decisions taken about all those issues. So I want to complain, Kokorobite police station. Kokorobite police station. Please, TV3, I know you will do your best. Please act on it. Thank you.
Naomi, thank you very much. Hopefully the National Police Service is listening, Kokorobite police station, if you're able to investigate and find out what's going on and why perhaps complaints are seemingly not being investigated and dealt with. Yes, so the phone lines are still active. You can call in and share your thoughts with us.
Well, certainly. And I have a number of messages and they keep coming in, but particularly that they are coming from men also speaks largely to how empathetic the situation of particularly females who are abused. And in the manner in which the lady has been abused, it is condemnable in every part of the world.
Yeah, I think we have a caller from Bole. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, my sister. How's the day?
Very well. How about yours?
I was thinking that, Roland, today's topic, you will leave it for only ladies. Because the ladies are going through a lot. But do you know what, my sister? If you want justice in this country and you are not rich, you can't get justice. If this, my sister, drove a Toyota Camry or, a Highlander or CRV to this police station, they will rush. Because he's poor, he footed to the police station. They will not pay attention to, that is the level of corruption that is happening in this country. Ghana is too corrupt that if you are not rich, I think you will not get justice. Even the courts, I can bet you that this is happening. They will just throw the case. We are not seeing the dockets and all that. It's bad as a country. We should get justice, whether poor or rich. You understand? It's not because of TV3. I'm telling you that Ghana Police Service will not arrest this lady. If not because your report, they will not arrest this lady. So why is it so? When we are heading towards as a country, my sister, some of us are always regretting as a country how, Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah built this country and then the country is going backwards. I think it will not help. It's bad. So they should seek justice for this our sister. I think even the trauma alone is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It's bad. So I was thinking that for today's topic, you just leave it for the ladies to share their ordeals. I think, thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much for calling us from Bole and for sharing those views that the woman deserves justice. Indeed, she does. So calling and share your thoughts with us as well. And what do you expect authorities to do, really, at this stage, beyond the arrest of the man and the accomplices or the two siblings who also attempted to attack the woman or the tenant who filmed that assault. Roland, you were telling us earlier about messages that you've received.
Yeah, so I have a couple of messages. And, well, so this one is coming from Zilis Dwayne, who lives in the UK. He says, this is evil and a great girls. You can't do this here and go scot-free. And he's talking about, because he lives in the UK, all right? He says never. And it is true, you cannot be in the West and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You cannot be in the West and do this. So, and then Mama War of the Asogli State, she is a queen mother, says, I'm very teary right now after seeing her showing her body part that have been hurt. So pathetic.
Indeed.
You know. And I'm being deliberate to read the messages from the women as well, particularly.
Let's go to our next caller who joins us live as well on the phone. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Hello, I'm Eric.
Hi, Eric. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I hope everybody is fine.
Very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Who's Amejina?
No, it's Eric. Hello, Eric.
Okay,
we can hear you.
Okay, so I think not only the man should be dealt with. I think the policeman who just didn't listen to the lady in the first place should be dealt with as well, because it's very serious. In case she died, it's the same thing that they would have done to her, because she's a citizen of Ghana, and so if she reports something like this, they should have taken it up. So I don't understand why they didn't mind her in the first place. I don't think it's only the husband that must be dealt with. They should also deal with the policeman, the policeman who didn't take the case up in the first place. And it says a lot about our justice system in this country. A person who has been a person who has been a victim of such thing mustn't just go off like that. They should have taken the case up in the first place. So I don't think it's only the man who must be dealt with. They should also deal with those people who just didn't mind her in the first place. Yeah,
thank you.
I think that is what must happen if only we are a serious country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric, for calling in that double-edged sword proposal. Deal with the police and also the corporates. Thank you very much for sharing those views with us.
Well, so many of this one is coming from Irajwa Bonnie, who says that the lady seems to have gone through a lot, and to now have society coming to her aid is a good thing. But I'm just thinking about the thousands of women in Ghana who go through abuses such as this and don't get any stretch of hand, any support from the law. I think that's what you wanted to say, for their own plight. And this one also, Sherry Giovanni says, it's true that some police officers, especially males, do not help these women seek justice. What they do is just to tell them that the police don't handle such cases, therefore the victim should return home and settle it with their family elders. This man must be dealt with. Such a nice, beautiful woman.
Yeah. Let's go to Kobe now, who joins us on the phone. Kobe, good morning. Tell us where you're calling us from and what's
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kobe.
Yes. In the first place, this is so pathetic. And you see, a lot of women go through such ordeal the same way men go through it, some men. And we always don't balance the issue. This one, she has come to report. Did we find out what exactly the issue is? Men don't want to report, but at the slightest provocation, women will report. And we always condemn the issue. But let's also be finding out, what did the woman do? What resulted into this?
Did you, sir, did
so that
you
we
hear...
balance the situation. Thank you very much.
Okay, did you hear the narration of the woman? Okay.
No.
Yes,
I just tuned in and then I realized...
You think that whatever it was, the man was justified to subject her to that treatment? Is that what you're saying?
No. I have started by condemning the act. Whatever the case, it shouldn't have resulted into this. But in most cases, a lot of things happen resulting into things like this. So in as much as we cry for them, for the women, we should also be able to find out the other side of the issue before we always end up judging. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Eric, for calling in. Roland, I don't know what you think, but, well, that's his thought.
That's his thought. So, and I got that feedback from 3 days ago.
Yeah.
That for every story, there are two sides to it. But again, I give the caution that irrespective of how provoked you are, whether a man or a woman, but particularly for men who seem to fall in the statistics of being more abusive in our society, I mean, raising your hand on a woman is a no. Yeah. There's no justification for that. And so having hindsight on the reasons why, it means that you have to find better ways to deal with such stresses if you think that there's something that has gone wrong. And the treatment, as we're now seeing publicly, is not what should be meted out to so-called a partner that you have a difficulty with.
Yeah.
And so resolution of conflict, the panacea is not that.
Yeah.
Clearly, the outcome of that resolution and the method or modus operandi he used is wrong.
Yeah.
And this has been condemned by the generality of society. And so, of course, we are men, and so we tend to have our traditional as well as societal, moral persuasions as to how we have to deal with these domestic issues. But clearly, the general society as of today says that, Charlie, it will be good. Hello.
That's unacceptable. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning to you, sir. If you would kindly speak up a bit for us, tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Good morning. Please, I'm Zeninye, calling from Kasua.
Sir, thank you for calling us from Kasua. What's on your mind today?
I'm Zeninye.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this issue this morning. My name once again, I'm Zeninye, calling from Kasua.
We can hear you. Please tell us what is...
This issue is a serious one, and what I want to say this morning is...
Okay.
This thing, how do you call it? The law must take action. Because what happens if this man must be treated like this, if only you'll be fine or you'll be okay, then you should face the law. That's what I want to say this morning.
Well, thank you very much for calling us from Kaswa and for sharing your thoughts with us. Please, when you call in, remember to turn on the volume, turn down the volume on your set so we can hear you clearly, and you're also able to give us your contribution. Well, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana, Rosebank International University, a strong South African university, and a branch of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners. and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guilds UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer as well hospitality and culinary arts, available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. You can visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. And of course, you're still on this morning segment here on New Day. We do have another caller who joins us on the phone. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Leonard, if you can tell us where you're calling us from and your thoughts.
Good morning. I'm Leonard.
Yes, sir.
My brother, I think Ghana is very country. What do I mean by being Ghana? I'm talking about mental health. It's not everybody on good side is sanity or is healthy. In fact, those people we see on the street when started closed, they are better than most of us on fire. People are just mad. We are not taking it serious. If this happened in transport, which is the bank area, can you imagine what's happening in the internet? Women are our mothers, they are our daughters, they are our sisters. When I saw the video last 3 days ago, I was shocked. I was shocked that this man is not born. So for me, my advice is that we should take mental health serious. People are going, our mothers, sisters, and daughters are going through a lot in the hands of madmen. This is not a general attitude of men. Some people say that men are this, men are that. These are mad people. They are not mentally right. I feel sad. This is what I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Leonard, for calling in and sharing your brief thoughts with us. We should take mental health seriously.
I have this one from Philippine Godo. Good morning to you, Philippine Godo. It says, Papa Ro, you guys should call on the IGP to investigate police officers also who refuse to pay attention to the woman's reports at the stations she mentioned in that story. More critically is how she has consistently interfaced with these police officers and then they turn her away. Then she asks the question, is that what happens across police stations in Ghana when women in such domestic incidents get molested, abused, and then they are turned away? A question for the gods. Philippine Godo giving us this message.
That's a quick message from Simon Yenwa. He says, Beatrice and Roland, I am so devastated by the story of poor innocent Harriet under the torture of this caricature. In fact, this beast does not deserve to live with human beings. Please, listeners should excuse my language, but listening to Harriet last night, can you imagine that every place that he enters to satisfy his sexual desires, he will put pepper in there? Come on, I can't think far. I recommend that he is handed over to the military for the double dose he gave to the poor woman. Police generally are soft per their training and mission. He should be, castrated thereafter. He says he should be thrown into prison for life so that his terrible gene doesn't continue further. In fact, the police also has some questions to answer because, according to Harriet, she reported this violence severally to the police, but nothing was done. Just imagine if this animal had killed her. So that's from Simon Yen Wa, using some strong words there. But we have another caller standing by from Tamale in the northern region. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Your thoughts, please. Hello? Okay, it looks like we've lost her. Yes.
Yeah, so we have a couple of messages I'll go through. This one is coming from Stephen Peng, who is a regular watcher from Wa. Good morning to you, Mr. Peng. Wishing you all the best for the day. Says that good morning, Roland and Beatrice. The man is a beast and doesn't deserve to live on planet Earth. The police who also refused to attend to her on the many occasions must be fished out and punished as well. And, okay, so this one also is coming from Kwansma. Kwansma says that, look, I'm just watching this and thinking the woman has gone through a lot. And Kwansma lives in Cape Coast. And on a day when I said, oh, I wanted to wish my good friend Jane Ampofi Duku a happy birthday, look at what is happening to women. All the same, happy birthday to Jane Ampofi Duku of Cape Coast. And Kwansma says there has to be punishment meted out to the husband, but also the police officers need to be educated by the Ghana Police Service across the country on how they have to deal with this domestic molestation issues when they come up.
Yes.
Wow.
We have a caller from Amasaman. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the This Morning segment.
Good morning.
Oh, it's a woman.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us. What's your name?
My name is Humu. I'm calling from Amasaman.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead with your thoughts.
I think the man should be severely punished because no matter what your wife will do, you don't have any right to treat her like animal. You don't have a right. Hear from the woman, you are not even her husband. And how can you abuse somebody's daughter like that? And you have the children. So I don't have much to say. Police to severely deal with the man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling us from Amasaman and sharing your thoughts with us.
Well, great. And then I have this one from Hopeson Adoye of the United Party, who is celebrating their birthday, by the way. Happy birthday to you, Hopeson Adoye, United Party. Happy birthday. He says that I'm just watching this, and this man is not only crazy, but inhumane and needs to be punished by the law. And my heart goes out to all women who are going through this. A man should always treat a woman with respect and admiration. Even if you have issues, you have to find better ways to deal with them. From Hopeson Adoye, United Party, who also happens to celebrate the birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Hopeson Adoye.
Yes. Nadia joins us live on the line. Hi, Nadia. Good morning. Tell us where you're calling us from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Auntie Beatrice.
Hi. Good morning. Please tell us, where are you calling us from?
I'm from Boche.
Boche? Okay, sure.
Yes. Please, what a man who just called earlier, what she's saying, that this woman, we should find out maybe she did something. What at all on earth will a woman do that you will let her go through this kind of thing? Auntie, please, even if the man is going to be sent to prison, he should be allowed to go through a slow thing that he will never regret. However, when we go to church on Sunday, when we go to mosque, what at all do we hear from our leaders? Please, women are going through a lot. Since this yesterday, I could not sleep. I was just thinking about this throughout the night, all in the name of marriage. Please, men, you are supposed to be shepherds and not gangsters. Please, please, please. How many women can fight a man? How many women? Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much, Nadia, for calling us from Ashali Boche right here in the capital city of Accra. Well, hunger can strike any time, but Royal King Cracker is always on standby when you need something enjoyable to munch on. Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the buttery taste. It fits right into your day, morning, noon, or night. Royal King Cracker, choke your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved.
Fantastic. Who made your dress? I love it.
Bellberry.
Bellberry.
Yes,
Great.
Achado, adjacent
Chado.
to
Bellberry,
the Gold filling station.
Achado, thank you for making Beatrice look beautiful today.
Thank you.
I'll come in for some designs as well.
Yes.
Well, we also have to talk more on how Woodin needs to make you look fashionable and beautiful.
Indeed. And if you want to look smart and fashionable, like you heard Roland say, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide today. Woodin offers an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics and ready-to-wear that come in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you can get creative and versatile with your designs. Be confident and show off how truly African you are in Woodin. So go to a Woodin boutique near you today and choose from a variety of trendy products to complement your unique style. Follow Woodin Fashion on Facebook, Instagram at Woodin Fashion and TikTok at Woodin_fashion. Woodin, le créateur. Yes, but I think we have some more messages.
So we have more messages coming through, and Kofi Kapito of the Consumer Protection Agency says that he wants to comment on the subject. I've sent the number to Shadrach. We'll see how that goes, and so that we'll be able to speak to him. But this one is coming from Master Planner Jr. The man is very heartless. We don't want the situation whereby they will tell us that he's mentally deranged or challenged. He deserves life imprisonment, literally. Master Planner Jr., policy analyst Ken Tampo. And then Felicia Boateng says that my heart goes out to this woman. She really has endured a lot. If this is what even was caught on camera, you can imagine the many incidents she has been through and not getting any support from anybody. Just, caged in that house with this man who will beat her with anything. You can imagine that he finds a pestle that is used to pound fufu on this woman. My heart goes out to her.
Yeah. Well, step into a night of elegance, music and fine dining at the Mervenpick Classical Music Night, happening on the 27th of November at the Mervenpick Ambassador Ballroom. Come enjoy an enchanting evening of live performances by Guy Bertrand and Kokui Selome, serve an exquisite four-course dinner with perfect wine pairings and capture magical moments with our photo experiences. It's more than an evening. It is a symphony of taste, sound and style, crafted for those who cherish the finer things in life. Hurry now, seats are limited. Don't miss your chance to be a part of an evening where every note hits the heart and every flavor delights the palate. The price is 1,800 cedis. Reserve your seats today by calling 020-433-3136 or 0302-611-000. Mervenpick Classical Music Night, where music meets elegance and moments turn into memories.
Fantastic. We have to go for a break, but not before to acknowledge all the messages from Chief Mante Nakosombo. Dr. Akofa Segbefi also says many of the police in uniform have even greater mental issues than the victims of domestic violence. That is why they just don't have empathy for them. Megina also sends a message, long one, and says that I feel very bad and deeply upset that we've covered the face of the man and then leaving the woman. Well, the woman consented. We brought that caveat. She also consented to have her face shown. But we showed the man's, we covered the man's face because by editorial policy, that's what we have to do. Even though we've seen clearly what the video and the perpetuating of the act, it's still a case before the law, all right? And so, but by way of editorial policy, that's how we have to treat it. Forgive us for doing that. And so, and then let me just read this last one. This one says that I'm just watching the videos and the good story, the aftermath of the story going viral of this woman who has been abused by Portia. And I have to say that my heart goes out to this woman. I can just imagine what she has been through all these years of being married to this man, and you use the adjective horrible man. What a day when I know that also a lot is going on in my life. And you say that Mrs. Esther Chevy of Pando Alloy, you're celebrating your birthday as well. Skido and Bento all wishing you well. So Esther Chevy of Pando, happy birthday to you. We have to go for a break. Felix Apple has also sent a message, but not again before I conclude, because the international birthday is being marked of Jane Ampofi Duku of Cape Coast. Jane Ampofi Duku of Cape Coast, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the best for the day from Kwansima, myself, everybody else as well. Enjoy your day to the max. Have some big lunch at Ridge Royal, okay?
Yes, so we'll be back very shortly with some more. Do stay with us. to dismiss the request filed at that court by the former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu for the court to aid her in halting the process to remove her from office. And what the court said, the reasons behind the dismissal of her application, will be going into all of that. We'll also be looking into the special prosecutor's explanation regarding why Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister, has been removed from the red alert of Interpol and what that means for the case. We'll be getting some legal understanding of these two cases. But let me tell you that we're privileged to have on the panel with us Madam Rodelyn Imorayana, our regular panelist, who is a public interest advocate. Ma'am, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, of course, we will also be joined by Nanaya Echampim Jantwa, who is a presidential staffer. We'll be joined by Madam Susan Edramankwa, who's joining us very shortly, Hajia Gloria Menu of the United Party, as well as Mr. Kofi Bento, a lawyer, who will be joining us for a video call to delve into the legal implications of these issues, the dismissal of the case by ECOWAS court, as well as the special prosecutor and Ken Ofori-Atta and issues surrounding that. But let me bring you the video of the courts reading out the reasons behind the dismissal of Gertrude Tokonu's case.
The court hereby declares that the application for revision of judgment number ECW/CCJ/JUD/44/23 delivered on the 24th of November 2023 is inadmissible. And for that reason, sitting in public, the court declares that it has jurisdiction to determine this case. However, declares the application is inadmissible.
Words of the judge there at the ECOWAS court. But of course, the state, as in Ghana, was represented by the Deputy Attorney General, Justice Remsai. And let me just bring you some of the things he told us as he posted on his social media. I said the ECOWAS court has this morning dismissed Mrs. Justice Gertrude Tokonu's application for interim measures. The court stated that the application did not satisfy the criteria for a grant of interim measures. More particularly, the court held that the applicant's own conduct defeats her claim of imminent and irreparable harm. The court is therefore satisfied that the applicant has not demonstrated the existence of imminent or exceptional circumstance that will justify the urgency of the application filed almost 3 months after the act complained of. The Deputy Attorney General says, in the light of the applicant's failure to meet the requirement of urgency, that's quoting what the court said, the court finds no basis to assess the remaining criteria for provisional measures, same being cumulative. The request for provisional measures as outlined by the applicant, same, not substantiated, is therefore dismissed. So Justice Remsai there giving us details of what the court said, and like I did tell you, we'll be delving into that as well. But yes, let me perhaps get the preliminary thought of my panel members, and let me start with you, Madam Rodelyn Imorayana. I mean, you've been commenting on this case since it started. I remember when she filed at the ECOWAS court in July this year, your comment earlier, and now, months down the line, the ECOWAS court says, in summary, there's no merit in your case, and so we're dismissing that.
Good morning to our cherished viewers, and good morning to us beautiful women here.
Good morning.
I didn't expect anything different from what the ECOWAS court said, because even though I'm not a lawyer, nor a judge, I didn't think she had any case. I mean, once we are a sovereign state, once she had been given an opportunity to meet with a group that came out with a report that the president accepted and asked her to leave, I felt that that should have been the end of story. But it seems Madam Tokonu was not happy with it. I hope that after this, she will take a bow she will accept her fate. And even though lawyers are telling us that it's one of the things that is to be expected, and that it would let us learn a few more stuff, about the judicial system and all that, I still believe that it is doing her more harm than good. Those who are encouraging her to continuously go to court, may be doing so with a view that maybe there are certain aspects of the law that they think we still need to know. But I think that it is not doing good for her as a person, because somehow it then comes out as if she's a bad loser. And that is not a good thing to have placed on you. So I think that the ECOWAS court has spoken the minds of many Ghanaians that there was really no reason for all this. But I do understand here. The only problem I have with this is that I know that Araba Tokono, I think she had accepted the fact that she was no longer CJ. But she felt that she needed to still be a Supreme Court judge. That is where
yeah, she requested for that later.
Okay. So now we know that there was no need for the minority to even ask that they stay activities in Parliament until this ECOWAS pronouncement comes and other court cases that she has filed.
They only felt that for fairness case, at least suspend the process.
Well, for fairness, that's what I'm saying. But the CJ was not one of her things. She just wants to be a Supreme Court judge. Yeah. And there was a difference between the CJ and the Supreme Court judge. So I'm just saying that now we know that there was no need for that. I have also said that I still think that being CJ, she cannot go back again to being a Supreme Court judge. So she just has to take it. I think we have gone round the circle so many times. There's now a broken record. Scratches everywhere. You continue to say the same things, and it's like the next day you have another issue coming up, and it's the same thing. I don't know when she thinks she's going to get a different answer. Now we are going for human rights.
Exactly, because the court still says that what the human rights issues still fall within its jurisdiction.
Yeah, so the human rights. The first one. She claims that she was not given an opportunity to defend herself, or probably she didn't have the full details. Well, from where I sit, I've read over and over again, and it seems she did have that opportunity. And then also, she wanted us to have made it public, the hearing public. And our constitution says it should be held in camera. So that also, it was a no-no. Then the other one, she wanting to probably be taken back to the Supreme Court and also to be given her entitlements. I also find that rather strange, because we all advised that the best she could have done for herself was to have resigned so that she could go for her entitlements maybe. And if for nothing at all, you would be a better person in the face of the new government.
In fact, that was a point you made earlier, that she should have resigned so she could have access to her entitlements.
To her entitlements, but she rejected it. And lawyers told us that it wasn't the right thing to do. She had to go the full haul. And she's practically going the full. I don't know whether she's going to go to ICC or where, I don't know. But as it stands now, I would want to hear what Mr. Bento has to say on this.
Indeed, and he's actually joined us on the phone, and so we're going to him now. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us on the program.
Good morning.
Mr. Bento, I'm sure you heard the preliminary thought of Madam Ayana there. Is this decision of the court really not a confirmation of what critics had earlier said, that perhaps Madam Kutokonu had no reason to go to as far as the ECOWAS court with that case?
No, it is not. I wish I had the benefit of the full judgment. That sometimes cases are dismissed on a technicality, not on merit. And in this particular case, there is a suggestion that it wasn't dealt with on its merit. There is a mention of the issue of time when it was filed, a couple of things which suggest to me that not everything regarding the merits
was gone into. But that is also not even the matter. For some of us, we have consistently maintained that the important thing is to allow the justice system to conclude its work before you overreach it. The reason why that is important is this. Literally, if you go to court against your adversary, and your adversary, let's say, is the government, and they have some powers, and they overreach the court, even if they win, their win is tainted. Because win or lose, they took the steps they took without reference to the court. They did not respect the court. These fundamental things, some of which we call natural justice, okay, are crucial in a republic under law. All I have been saying is that to the extent that there are existing cases that have not been dealt with, the state must show that it has reference for the court system. When you overreach the court the way they did, you say, we don't care what happens with the courts. Whether it goes left or right, we are proceeding to do what we want to do. Now, that kind of attitude is wrong. And finally, let me tell you something. If you go through law school, some of the cases you study are these kinds of cases. When you hear about Riakoto today, it has to do with the excesses of government, the overreach of government, bad judgment, bad reasoning, things that fly in the face of common sense sometimes. But then at the time, people with power pull through. So the fact that you won today does not mean potentially that you can do. I personally am still saying that all of this affects Justice Bakuboni's assent to the Supreme Court as a Chief Justice. But the truth of the matter is that if it was allowed to be exhausted, we will all be better off who has these comments. I assure you that this case will be studied by law students and teachers. And not every commentary about it will be favorable to the person who won.
Mr. Bento, I understand from your submission that you do not think the justice system in Ghana is fair enough.
I didn't say that. I'm part of that system.
But you're saying that already her basic or natural rights were breached when the state decided to go ahead with the case without respecting the court cases that were already pending.
Yes, I said if somebody has a case in court, then you choose to overreach the court, you will be breaching some of the person's rights. Yes. So that's what it is. But that does not mean the justice system in Ghana is not.
And still made a point that those with power are able to pull through. You don't think that's an indirect way of saying that the system favors those who are powerful and not necessarily fair?
When you talk about the system, you need to define it better. Those in power have overreached the legal system. I have said that, I repeat it. It does not mean the justice system is not good. Those in power tend to do these things. Litigants or parties in a court case usually will use whatever advantage is before them. That's why we have things like injunctions, etc. And in this case, the person who was involved is the government, and they can do certain things, and they proceeded to do it. The point that I'm trying to make is that there are two types of justice in every case: procedural justice and substantive justice. The process by which justice is delivered is as important as the justice that is delivered by itself. Which is why I said, if you do not respect the process, but you even win in the end, your win is tainted. And in certain cases, even if you are the guilty party, if the process is not going through, for instance, the natural justice rules, that guilt cannot be established, even beyond reasonable doubt. Okay, so I'm saying that, look, those of us who have the benefit of law, this is what we said. And one day, this case will be said. And not every pronouncement will be favorable to the person who won. So my call is that when we have these situations, let's let the justice system run its full course. That's it.
So that could be your understanding and perhaps conclusions on what happened in Ghana. But let's go to the ECOWAS court where Madam Gertrude Tokonu eventually went to. You're saying that listening perhaps and reading the bits about what the court said, you do not think that they might have necessarily dismissed the case based on merit. But if you look at a part of what the court said, it said that the applicant's own conduct defeats her claim of imminent and irreparable harm. You don't think that that also fits to the merit of the case, which is why they dismissed it?
What conduct were they referring to? Are you aware of the conduct they were referring to?
I think that we've been talking about it, the press conferences, all of those things, although I'm not in the mind of the court, and of course I'm still yet to have the full complement of the judgment. I don't think you're sure of the conduct they are talking about. Okay? So, like I said, if I read the full judgment, I'll get a sense of it. But I think, or I get the sense, or I get the impression that this was not ruled entirely on merit. That's the point I'm making. Now, if you can tell me the conduct they are talking about, then you can tell whether it was ruled on merit or not. But sometimes conduct action, even the time that you file, okay, can have an effect. And if it is ruled based on some of those things, then it's not ruled on merit. It is ruled because maybe there was some process errors or whatever. You cannot also, Mr. Bento, you cannot also be fully sure that the conduct the court put in this judgment is because of time.
But that's the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that I am not sure whether it was ruled on merit or it was ruled on, just technicality. So, but for me, the outcome is not the issue. I've been saying that from the beginning. It's the procedural justice. The fact that when you're in court with somebody over something which is perishable over time, you don't go ahead and overreach the court by perishing it or killing it or spoiling it. We all have to respect the system, the process, whether you are the government or not.
And I will come back to you, Mr. Bento, but we do have with us in studio as well, Madam Susan Adramankwa. Let me get your preliminary thoughts.
Okay, so I'm not speaking as a lawyer. This is my lay view, or this is what I have heard in terms of asking. I believe that it's not ended yet.
Yes.
It's just that there are preliminary objections. Both sides have been dismissed. So the court is proceeding as norm. As it should. And from what I've heard, they've said that Ghana should start with its defense. So
because Ghana complained about the jurisdiction of the court, and the court dismissed that, and also upheld the human rights bits of Getru Tokon.
So, this drama has not ended. It's still ongoing, and so till then, some of us, have our popcorn and we are watching and we are seeing what will happen. I think that, it's important that we some of these things are done sometimes. It provides an opportunity for us to learn lessons from it. I believe that law is always on precedents and on cases before, and they learn from it, and then that's how it grows, and that's how it's shaped so that society benefits from it. So for me, there must be said for the tenacity of the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, in the way she's going. I know that some people feel that, where does this end? And why doesn't she just give it up because she would lose anyway? But how do you know? We can't say that this is the end of the tunnel for her.
So you disagree with those who think that she should just throw in the towel and just let bygones be bygones?
But she knows best what is best for her. I think so. And nobody can decide her life for her. People have made their decision, have to move on. The government has made its decision to move on. We have a new CJ because he has no problems to do with this. He being appointed is totally separate from this. So it's okay for the government that they have moved on, even though some people feel that, well, there are implications for it. But the fact of the matter is, she's also entitled to, even if it is just maybe to clear her name or whatever it is, I think that she has the right to do what she's doing because it's not illegal either. So, for my mind, the drama continues, and hopefully we learn lessons from it. But I think that the justices should learn lessons from this. As much as possible, that when you reach that position, it is not all. You can't be totally neutral as a justice of the Supreme Court. No, I mean, there's nobody that is totally neutral, but you should be able to play the politics about in such a way that you appear and you are seemingly neutral, so that nobody can actually point fingers at you, so that the things that maybe deserve a slap in the wrist on the wrist for you, if you are seen to be partisan and you are seen to be unfair or you are seen to be biased, it will not be a slap on the wrist. You understand? And I think that we should, our justices and the justice system should learn this. So for me, the way it's going, I guess we are watching, aren't we? Because it's not over. It's not over. So we're still watching.
We're still watching. You keep saying that. And you even added your popcorn on standby. But do I, again, also hear you say that perhaps you think that this whole case, the political influence and interest has been very obvious, such that we've seen a display of partisan politics even from both sides?
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, we can't say, you see, we are not saying that the government has done anything wrong. They haven't. They have also played by the book. You understand? They have gone by the rules, they have played by the book, and this is the outcome. So you can't also fault them there. But we all know the background noises, or the background, or we know the, so it's a lesson for all of us. It's especially if you find yourself in a place where you are supposed to be neutral. You understand? You should be able to mask whatever biases that you have and be fair and be neutral no matter what. So for me, hey, as for the political party being political, political party, they have to be political. It doesn't matter. This is their role. This is what, and they can do it and they can say it. It is their right. You understand, to do politics, because that is what they are. And so they are being true to nature. So it's okay. You get it. But the government that has been fair in terms of playing by the rules. And no, I mean, yes, people would want to say whatever they want. But have they not played by the rules? They have. You understand? I mean, so you can't really force them. I mean, as for the issue about her husband was not allowed to sit there, I mean, it's we all can be uncomfortable in some situation, but is it the norm? Is it something that is expected? Is it those ones? Hey.
Let me acknowledge the presence of Nana Ya Champion Jantua, presidential staffer. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
And I also do have as well with us Hajia Gloria Amenu, who is the National Women's Organizer for the United Party. Good morning as well to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes. So, Nana, let me get your preliminary thought as well on the dismissal of the case of Gertrude Tokonu by the ECOWAS court.
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers, and good morning to my sisters, my auntie, and my sisters. Sorry for being late. Some crazy traffic out there. I don't know where it's coming from. Why are we discussing this? A new Chief Justice has been, sworn in. He's gone through his investiture. Very beautiful ceremony. I do not think that we need to discuss this, but if you want us to discuss, you asked about the politics, and I'm asking, how should a person in a position of neutrality have politics around her. I was a bit surprised when I noticed that the MPP was up in arms, because she's not supposed to be one of them. She's supposed to be neutral, because like the CJ we have today is neutral. We've never seen him in any NDC activity. You've never seen him. He's neutral. But what was the politics? Because the MPP took it up and decided to, talk about it. Make all her lawyers were, the MPP, all her lawyers were MPP. And I was like, because for her as being the Chief Justice, she could have gotten any lawyer from anywhere. She had an array of lawyers to depend on. But was she then MPP for all that she was doing? Was she MPP? Because for me, it didn't make sense.
So you're claiming that the choice of her lawyers is indicative that she was indirectly MPP?
Yeah, I don't understand it. For me, I asked the question that if you say you are not political, why are all your lawyers MPP?
But you pick a lawyer you trust, you know?
So she trusted the lawyers in the MPP more than the lawyers who were out of the MPP. Then it means that is her fault. Because for lawyers in Ghana and good lawyers, we have a lot. Like Mrs. Marietta Brew, Opon. Good morning, Auntie Marietta. Do you get me? She's one of the best. There are a lot of them. Osafo Boabeng. Kweku Osafo Boabeng is one of the best. There are lawyers around. So many of them. She could have even come for my big sister. She is older. Her peer, Mrs. Amajanto Abanfo, seasoned lawyer. So very neutral. So, but she herself politicized the matter. By the people that she never said the MPP should halt and let her fight her own battle. She never said that. She wanted to fight it to wherever she wanted to fight it to. Nobody would fault her for that. But she herself brought in the politics, because if I were in her shoes, I would have said, halt, let me fight my own battle, don't bring in your politics. But she enjoyed the charade of the politics around her. And she wanted to create the impression that she was going because of the politics, or because they think she's political. I thought she enjoyed the charade. There are issues in there. The court said that she didn't show the timelines. It didn't show that the issues were urgent. There was no urgency to it. Now they are going to look at the issues of human rights. And for me, nobody touched her, nobody beat her. And now she should be satisfied, or she should start accepting that she's gone.
But you remember what she came out with during her press conference? The search that she thought she was not supposed to be subjected to, the presence of her family denied, and all others. Even went to the bit about the Edu Lodge and the kind of memory that it brought to her and all of that. She thinks that all these things breached her human rights, which the court felt it was within its jurisdiction to look into.
Because she was not supposed to be searched. In Ghana, nobody is above the law. Why was she not supposed to be searched? If the rules laid down at that place was that as you pass through this arena, you should be searched. It's a presidential lodge or something like that. Do you get me? They didn't want to take her to the court. If you go to the Supreme Court, you see the kind of activity around there. It will not be nice for everybody to see the former Chief Justice coming in and out. They were nice to her. Do you get me? They were very nice. They didn't take her to BNI for interrogation or take her to anywhere to see ID. They took her to a beautiful place for interrogation or for whatever it is. And you see, she was amongst her own peers. And she wasn't comfortable. So where would she be comfortable?
Let me ask you this, and I'll go to Hajia Gloria. Kofi Bento thinks that...
Where is he? Is he here?
He's on the phone. Yeah, okay. So hopefully he rejoins us again just to get his final thoughts on it. But he's basically saying that, I mean, the country perhaps wasn't fair to her because while she was in court, we still went ahead and continued with the process of installing a new Chief Justice as if there was nothing
the country
in court.
Kofi, please, I beg you, don't, this morning, I beg you. You are my brother, don't start. That the country should wait for her. When the process has ended and the conclusion has come in, that this is it, she's gone, the president has assented, we should wait for her. The country should wait for until Esaba. Because of what? I mean, I don't understand it all. So we shouldn't have a Chief Justice, we should have an acting Chief Justice whose jurisdiction maybe cannot go beyond certain cases because the person is acting. Wait for Auntie Zaba. I mean, how? I don't understand what Kofi is talking about. Maybe that's Kofi's client, so he has to get his fees. But seriously, this one, it is not tenable that the country is bigger than any human being therein. Do you get me? So as long as this country is bigger than any human being and more important than any human being therein, when it comes to Ghana, the country called Ghana and its people, they are more important than any one single human being.
Let me get your thoughts, Madam Hajia Amenu.
Yes. Greetings to everybody, especially Honorable Chief Alan Shemantin. Happy birthday to Honorable Hopes in Adoye. Hey. Today is his birthday.
Yes, wow, happy birthday.
Adoye. Yes. Commander One, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yes, so my comment on this issue is very, very, very simple. I think this issue, just like my mommy was saying, should be done with by now. And she should realize that it's all over. Somebody has been appointed and she's been replaced. Yes, it's her human rights. From the beginning, I gave her applause saying that she was very brave, fighting for her human rights, and we as women are supporting her. But yes, it's been done with. So I think she should allow bygones to be bygones and then move on. And there is more work to be done. Once there's someone who has been appointed, and we are all looking at our system, our judicial system in Ghana. We are looking up to the newly appointed, and he has served the country very well for so many years, 17 years. I think that President John Dramani Mahama has done so well.
Well, 17 years at the bar,
yes.
At the Supreme Court, but more than that.
Yes, at the Supreme Court.
So he's done his time.
Yes, it's now his time.
And he has been maltreated.
And he didn't go to human rights.
He didn't go to human rights.
If she can finish with the point,
and
then I'll come to you.
Nanaya wants to capture it. Okay.
No, sorry.
So he's really done well. And I think it's his time, 1 year to prove himself. And then 1 year that Ghanaians are all expecting him to deliver. We look at our judicial system going down. Ghanaians are losing hope in justice system nowadays. If you look at all the research that are coming up now, you realize that we are looking up to so many things. How can somebody be in Ghana here and will still maybe a goods, a phone, and will have so many years, whilst people at the higher tables are being given pardons here and there? So we are looking up to him doing greater things for us. I think our sisters should just drink water and rest for now, and we'll always acknowledge her in history. But the battle or the road has ended. From what we are all seeing, the road has ended for her.
But so the ECOWAS court is still waiting to look into the human rights issues that she submitted as well.
Yes, everybody has human rights. Everyone here has the right to a certain extent. So yes, she may be looking for her
$10 million or 10 million cedis.
It's not small money.
A number
so
of cash, I mean, to the daughter, the husband.
Yes, so she
money to them.
No, compensation.
Compensation.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I thought you meant
No, yes. The compensation is maybe what she's fighting for.
What she asked for?
$10 million.
It was dollars.
Oh, I thought that our bank governor says we shouldn't say anything in dollars.
In dollars.
And she
she prefers the dollars. That would make the money a little bit small. If it's Ghana cedis, it will look huge. So she's fighting for that, maybe. So she has every right to go fight for. But in Ghana, we will not forget her. She's still in history. She will be remembered. But at least she should allow things to slide. Since there is a new Chief Justice who has been appointed, and it's the end for her. So the back and forth, yes, we will look into it. Government has 30 days, Nanaya, more 30 days to come out, and then everything will be settled. So,
Gloria, we remember her for the law is the law with her squeamish face. That one will always remember with that squeamish face. The law is the law.
Madam Susanna Mankwa, perhaps I should get your final word on this. And even your expectations as the ECOWAS court considers the human rights issues before it?
I think that basically she, like all of us have said, for me, she has the right to do what she's doing. She's not breaking any laws, you know, and if she believes she deserves compensation for some hurts that she's gone through, why not? Let her do it. You see, the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating. She feels it. She knows it. This is her the thing. We've moved on. We have a new Chief Justice. Nothing is going to change that. That is also an established fact. You understand? But she wants to do that. Whether it's a futile exercise or not, it will come to an end at some point in time. You understand? I think it will come to some end in some point in time. It can't go on ad infinitum. So, for me, hey, it's it doesn't. You see, like I said, when things like that happen, it's important for us to learn the lessons in it, and there are many lessons to be learned. So we take it and we learn the lessons. And for every, and I've said also again, especially in law, these things, you know, are opportunities for learning, especially for younger lawyers, etc., etc. So why not? If we are going to learn something from it, let it go on, or it is going on. And so let's make the best out of it in terms of learning things from it. Maybe not the way to go, you know. I'm a researcher. Sometimes you do something and you may not get the results you want, but it also shows you that this is not the way to go.
Indeed.
You know, and there are other ways to go. So, hey.
You're waiting for what is next?
We're waiting for what is next.
Madam Ayana.
Well, I think we'll be waiting. And, you know, talking about human rights, you know, the one question I would like to ask her, did Domin get human rights? Did he get any compensation? Domin stayed at home. You understand? And after he got the age of retirement, he was then told that he didn't err. You understand?
But the fact that somebody perhaps might not have enjoyed human rights doesn't mean that another
so I'm only
person
saying that
feels.
so we can all go for the human rights, but it's just that Domin felt that there was no need, and therefore he didn't.
That's why
you understand. That's why he's Domin yes. And she says, and then also talking about human rights, talking about all the issues, and you're talking about Edu Lodge and all that. Edu Lodge, from what we were told, was where her uncle was supposed to have been taken, blah, blah, which later on we found out was not even the real story. But then that also makes us ask questions. So is that why you were so hard on NDC? Later on, we all got to know. I didn't know that her uncle was even blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? So there are so many things. If Madam Tokonu wants the game to be that way, I think so many people also have questions that they can also ask her. But I think that they have also decided to keep quiet, you know, so that the country can move forward. And that's exactly what we expect. That she has been a mother of the judicial system, and it has worked. Somebody was jumped over for her to be. Because at the end of the day, looking at the judicial service, she was not the oldest. But then people like the present Chief Justice was left, and she was appointed. But they didn't even go to court. to talk about any human rights issues or the fact that they felt that they deserved it. It was the prerogative of the president, and the president made her Chief Justice. The same way, somebody else has been given that opportunity. What was done to you and you took in, somebody else has also gotten that favor. So allow for things to rule and let everybody just lie low. That's all there is. That's all we are asking. We want to be able to say that this is our ex or our former Chief Justice. You understand? She left and there was no drama. But with all this drama going on, you go to the market now and they are like, oh, Etowo, we are tired of her. Let's not get there. That's all we are saying. And as usual, Benson will come and say, I'm talking out of emotions. But emotions come into...
He hasn't said that today. He hasn't said that today. He said that the first time.
You can't come and say that.
He hasn't said that today.
But he said that the last time.
He told me
and we dealt with it.
He told me that. He hasn't said that. He's actually here to rejoin us on the line again.
Yes, he should. So I'm just saying that I'm not talking out of emotions. I'm just saying that this is what is expected of a matured woman who has held this country together, you know, through the judicial system. We want to see her go, and we want to be able to see her with that respect and dignity and all that goes with it. But you know, this whole hula-baloo of going, coming, at the end of the day, if you don't get it, what next?
But the ECOWAS court is still upholding the bit about human rights. What are your expectations?
Yeah, I think that one is also going to be thrown out.
You think it will be thrown out?
Because I don't think that human rights has been violated. What's the violation in this? Is it the fact that her husband could not go in there, or the fact that she was searched? That's what we're saying. Every Ghanaian is searched. And then the Constitution says just camera. They didn't say that your husband and everybody we should have it public. You understand? So all these things, what's the violation? And is it that she feels that she was unfairly treated to have been kicked out, and maybe she didn't get a fair hearing or whatever? I don't think that the fair hearing had to do with the Chief Justice. That one she has accepted, that she's gone. So it's finished.
It's finished. Nanaya Jantua.
What is this human rights thing? Did anybody touch her? Did anybody insult her? Abuse, verbal, physical? Did anybody say that she's not worthy of anything? I mean, being searched, then it means that every Ghanaian who has has flown out of this country using an airline, their human rights has been breached. Because when you go to the airport, you are searched. And sometimes I feel uncomfortable that women are touching me. Do you get me? I tell them they should bring a man because of everything that is going on in this world. But a woman will be touching you. Is that a violation of human rights? It's not.
Let me get your preliminary thought on the special prosecutor and the fact that we're told that Ken Ofori-Atta has now been...
Who is that?
Special prosecutor in Ken Ofori-Atta. Yesterday, we had the information that Ken Ofori-Atta has been removed from the red alert.
The red alert, yeah.
And the special prosecutor came back explaining to us that it is not because the case is over, but Ken Ofori-Atta apparently had written to the Interpol asking it to remove him from that red alert, and the state responded, and eventually there was another response again the state is supposed to respond to. Let me just read that statement issued by the special prosecutor before I even get your thoughts on it. It says that in October 2025, the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files notified Ghanaian authorities that accused Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta had applied for the removal of his name from Interpol's red notice. The Commission requested Ghana's response to Mr. Ofori-Atta's application. Ghana's response was duly submitted on 22nd October 2025. The statement went on to say that by communication dated 7 November 2025, the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files notified Ghanaian authorities that accused Kenneth Nanayao Ofori-Atta had filed additional argument in an addendum, and the Commission requested Ghanaian authorities to file their response to Mr. Ofori-Atta's additional argument by 21 November 2025. The proceedings are still pending, and the Commission for the Control of Interpol's Files is still studying the case. During the pendency of the proceedings, the applicant's name, image and details are often redacted from public view until a final determination is made. The public is urged to disregard all publications to the contrary as born of mischief and misinformation. And last night, I went through the Interpol's Red Alert page, passed through all the stages, and realized that Mr. Ofori-Atta is indeed not on it, his image and information about him as well. Nanaya, what's your thought?
Well, how can I have thoughts? Me, I'm confused.
Wow.
Is Kenny Ofori-Atta guilty or not guilty of whatever he has been accused of? Why this today that there's so much drama going on concerning Kenny Ofori-Atta's status as a suspect involved in a crime? The suspect, it has not been said in court that he has done it. He's suspected to do it. Why are we going through all this drama? Why can't we get to a certain conclusion? How does Interpol come into that for him to be extradited? And I am surprised that I don't know how the rules work in America, but with all these people who are criminals around the world, you can just apply that your name should be removed and they will remove it. Is that what it is? When you read, is that what it is? Well, on the red alert that you can write.
Yes, he applied. He applied,
So
and I believe Interpol
without evidence
saw reason in whatever he submitted, which was why the country was asked to respond, and we already gave our initial response. The second one expected to be on 21st of November, which I think is
so.
tomorrow.
I am saying that if Interpol, the laws of America are different from the laws of Ghana, right? Interpol is America. Or is somewhere
it's
else?
an international agency all around the world.
So it is where? So it is the American one we are dealing with because he's in the US, right? Where is he now?
Yes.
We
He's
don't know
in the
what-
US.
It's in America.
So how can an Interpol, international police or whatever, how can they say that a country which has sovereignty has put the name of somebody on your list, and because that one individual applies to you that those charges are untrue, so remove my name, remove whatever. I don't know how it works.
So let me read what Interpol has posted on its website to you. It says, and that's on Red Alert.
Yes.
It's a red notice. It says a red notice is a request to law enforcement nationwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition, surrender or similar legal action. A red notice is not an international arrest warrant. It says the individuals are wanted by the requesting member country, in this case Ghana,
yes.
or international tribunal.
Yes.
Member countries apply their own laws in deciding whether to arrest a person. The majority of red notices are restricted to law enforcement use only. And it says extracts of red notices are published at the request of a member country concerned, and where the public's help may be. It says extracts of red notices are published at the request of the member country concerned, and where the public's help may be needed to locate an individual, or if the individual may pose a threat to public safety. And in this case, per what I read earlier to you, the special prosecutor is claiming that Ken Ofori-Atta wrote to Interpol and said that my name should be removed. We're yet to get the details or the content of the letter or the request he gave Interpol, which is why his name has been
You
removed.
see, my point is, you see what you have read to us, it means that Interpol deals with nations. They don't deal with individuals. Do you get me? So if a nation, a country, in this case Ghana, has written to them that we need this person to be extradited, and the name of this person is on their red notice, how can that individual who is a suspect take himself to Interpol and say that I am innocent based on ABCD?
No, but the special prosecutor said it is only his name and details that have been removed. But it doesn't mean that Interpol is still not looking into it, because this is a back and forth. The state has responded. The state is expected to respond again.
My dear, there is a lady called, is this Sedinam? No, Sedinam, Maslock.
Maslock, yes. We've heard the AG say that the government wants her extradited to be jailed in Ghana.
Atieno, do you get me? Good. She wasn't around. And she was tried in absentia. She was convicted in absentia. She was sentenced in absentia. What is preventing, is it POP? What is her name?
Special Prosecutor
OSP. To start trying Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia. Why this backwards, forwards? Do you get me? For me, the little that I know, Interpol, they deal with nations. And how can somebody who is a suspect carry himself to the Interpol and say that I am innocent? Whether his name is there, whether his feet is there, whatever it is, we said we want him. And this person has been able to take himself, whether by writing, because when you write, you put an address there. So the Interpol should let us know where Ken is in this whole world. What address did he use? Because we don't know where Ken is. He's gone a wall. We don't know where he is. So you see, this will be a good source for OSP. That Ken wrote to them, and he put an address there. He put a telephone number, so he should bring it. So if Interpol cannot extradite him, we will use that address to bring him home. We'll go and locate him in wherever he is.
The special prosecutor held a press conference recently.
He likes holding press conferences too much. Every day he's doing press. We don't want press conference. We want him to act. The talking has become too much.
So you asked a question about extradition, and
yes,
you gave recent information that the special prosecutor, the office was already collaborating with authorities in the U.S.
Who are the authorities? You see, when you see you have a criminal, the U.S., they don't like criminals, especially Trump. Even those who have green cards and they have a little criminal record on their books, he is trying to get them out. So now you have a criminal in his country, and the authorities are unable to bring home that criminal. How? You are saying your country, you say that this person is a criminal, we want him home to prosecute him. And he's always collaborating with some, OSP is always collaborating with somebody. We want action. Enough, we of the grassroots, we want action. We want to see him, the cases that he has touched, we want to see him prosecute. And your press conference, we don't want press conference anymore.
Madam Susan Amankwa, your thoughts?
Well, I haven't finished. You just
you haven't finished. Please go ahead.
Me, I'm talking and you have to cut me.
Please
well,
land.
You don't like what I'm saying.
No, please land.
It looked like you had almost, that's why.
I thought you paused. Please land.
I paused. Okay, go on.
No.
Today you don't want me to talk. When I talk, you cut me. I like you, that's why I'm quiet.
No, please, I thought you were done. So please finish. Finish on your
thoughts. But sometimes when you talk, you pause.
Please finish on your thoughts.
Okay, my thoughts are gone. Continue. Because you made Susan speak, I've been watching you. Susan will speak. No, yes, but when I came, Susan speak. I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm coming to time everybody.
Are your thoughts back?
They are gone. You continue.
Okay, please, Madam Susan Amankwa, I'll come back to you.
I mean, I actually agree with you. The OSP is doing too much drama. I mean, get on with it. But the thing is, Ken should do the honorable thing and calm down. Look, I mean, innocent people don't behave the way he's behaving.
He's a criminal.
He's a criminal. I mean, if you believe that whatever you have done is above board, come and subject yourself to the system and to the rule of law, and let's see, you know, and come out whiter than the shirts you wear. You understand? I mean, this thing that is going on about his health, I mean, really, if he wanted to, he would be here to do that. It's not as if, yes, our health system is suspect, but I'm sure that the ways and means of, assisting him and supporting him.
Salome was sick and he was jailed.
So to be here and
for being sick, Salome, he was sick and he was jailed and eventually he died.
But you see,
Chachuchi Kata was sick. He had asthma. He couldn't breathe. They brought him to cardio here. He was taken back to in Sawam. So being sick does not absolve him from prosecution.
No, but I mean, we understand that. But I think that, because he said, I'm doing a procedure, he's done with
and his lawyers told us that, in fact, they had told the special prosecutor that he could be available virtually.
Well, so he should make himself available virtually.
Why doesn't he come to Ghana?
If that is possible. But, you know, the OSP and the AG don't seem to be aligned properly. And that doesn't help us so much, you know. We would like to see them, you know, aligned on them. We know, yes, they said, Sydenham was tried in absentia. Let's get on with it. Let's do that. These days, you don't need to have the person physically to be present to do certain things. So if the man is going to do dodgy, but he's willing to do it virtually, then let's get it done. Look, the thing is that
why is he running away?
Accountability is important for public officials, and we must see the process through. You understand? Because it only gives vim and life to other public officials who may just willingly do the wrong thing by us. You understand? So, I mean, we should proceed. It's taking too long. They've done 78 counts. I wish him good luck with the 78.
Yes.
The 78 counts. For me, 78 counts. That means he must. The OSP must prove every single count.
Yes.
Why? Your man can be jailed on 2 or 3. I mean, from my mind, from the top of my mind, we didn't like some of the things he did. And we can even jail him for it. But hey, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just an ordinary person on the streets. But I think that the OSP is giving himself too huge a task. You understand? If the man is guilty, I think that it can all be condensed to a few, you know, a few that you are so sure that this one, beyond reasonable doubt, the man will account for his sins against the country. You understand? And let's move on with it, because we want to see accountability, and we want to see public officials who take us for granted punished. You understand? So it should be a deterrent to other people. So the OSP should move on.
He should move on. Hajia Gloria.
Yeah, so on this issue, very, very serious, because somebody who has 78 cases account is being pampered. That's what I see.
Do you think he's being pampered?
He's being pampered, over-pampered, because it's long overdue. Somebody who has so many charges has been able to write to the Interpol, just like Nanaya is saying, has addressed the Interpol to remove his name, and we are here as Ghanaians. MPP people should also call on him to come back, because it's their integrity and credibility which is at stake now. If they can organize press conferences for so many issues which are not so relevant, and their own child is being charged for 78 cases, they should call him to come back so that they clear their issue. They clear their names as MPP people, because he was part of them. He was part of their government. So if we are all here and we are pampering him, he's not feeling well, he's doing this, he's not fine, he's on medication, when all these cases is lying there waiting, and he was even allowed to go, he came back. We thought the issue was going to be dealt with. Immediately he was everywhere, trending on social media, and he was back. He looked very fine, and we all knew that. How did he manage to go back without our knowledge? Nobody.
There were no charges. There were no charges at that time. The time that he went, there were no charges.
No, the charges came out.
The charges came out. So they could have gone.
Yes.
Why they couldn't have kept
but
him
you're
here?
saying the MPP should call him to order. We've had a member of parliament for Malaysia South, Nane Jeba, for actually questioning the legal grounds upon which the court issued an arrest for Ken Ofori-Atta.
Yeah, so I expect more from the MPP. As a whole MPP political party should call him, because it's their own integrity at stake. 78 counts with all these things that are happening. They should let him come back. If they call him to come, if Nanado calls Ken, Pacho Branabe Cleody, come and let's clear your name and be free. Our party will be free. He will come.
He will come.
His father will call him. He will come. Because we really need this to be dealt with. And we see that, I foresee it from where I'm sitting, that it's being too over-pampered. If somebody steals a phone and has so many criminal charges against that person in Ghana here, nobody will grant him bail.
Nobody will grant. Let me get your thought as well. Or you want to, please land?
No, it's okay.
You see you. Same.
Please, let me get. We are running out of time.
When they're running out of time, when the energy is there, you cut the person.
We're running out of time. Forgive me. Let me get Madam Ayana's thought on this one.
I just want to appeal to Accra, Ken Oforiatta. Accra, we are not cowards, so wherever you are, you better come back and answer the questions.
You are one of them.
Yes, I'm an Accra.
I never knew.
So you better come back. Come and remove this stain that you've put on us. As if we are cowards or we are corrupt people. We are not. Please come back. But let's look at the special prosecutor. You know, I was just telling Susan, even though we were not in power at that time, I mean, like, they were not in power, the NDC was hanging on. As special prosecutor, he knew what was happening in this country. He must have been taking notes as to what was happening in this country, so that you know the criminals that are here, whatever information that was coming, he should have known. So on your list, you didn't have Ken Oforiatta there. On his list, or he didn't make any lists. As special prosecutor, somebody who's supposed to be out there looking for corrupt officials. And we had been talking, oh, Ken Oforiatta is corrupt, Ken Oforiatta has done this. So he didn't even put his name anywhere to the extent that he would be looking out for him. But he did. He was looking out for him from the information we are having now. Because we are told by him that when he got to BNI, is it BNI?
NIB.
Nobody was willing to help him, which means that he took some notes.
He made an attempt.
He made an attempt. So all I'm trying to say is that he knew that this person was a wanted person, but why did he let him go? Why didn't he tell us Ghanaians that the person I'm looking for, he's going home?
So you think that he should be blamed for the absence of Ken Oforiatta in Ghana?
Yes, we should blame him.
But he was even defending
He should have told us.
In the beginning.
You know, if he had told us, we would have massed up at the airport to wait for him to come.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah. But he didn't tell us. You understand what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to say is that this special prosecutor is not a serious one.
He's not serious?
No, he's not serious. He's not.
So all the things he's been saying, you've charged these people
2021. Special prosecutor. How many people has he prosecuted and jailed? How many? Tell me. How much money haven't we spent on him? What have we gotten out of his office? That's all that we are asking. I mean, at the moment, Ghanaians are mad. We are crazy.
You want justice?
Angry. Because we cannot spend this kind of money, and at the end of the day, not even one person has been sent to jail. Not even one person can we see has had a case that has gone to the end. Why?
Why, you ask? But let me read some messages from Simon Yen Was. It says, Beatrice, on Tokonu's ECOWAS court ruling, I just wish to plead with my mother, Tokonu, to let sleeping dogs lie and stay as much as possible out of the media under the current circumstances. As for Kofi Bento, his argument cannot hold water, so the country should continue to do with an acting CJ simply because someone is adjudicating a case in court. Big no, Mr. Bento. My second appeal is to His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, whose kindness cannot be disputed at all. He should temper justice with mercy. Mr. President should please ignore the people behind pushing the former CJ and sinking her deeper and deeper. Your Excellency, kindly consider Mother Tokonu for her retirement benefits, please. That's from Simon Yen. And a number of you...
Simon, she
didn't
retire.
A number of times she didn't retire. And she opted to not to retire.
So she has no retirement benefit.
He's just pleading.
No, but you can't. That's against the law.
Stop that thing.
No, it's against the law. It's against the law. Because she didn't retire.
You should stop that thing.
Let me just read.
Where does it end? So I do something and my office sacks me, and then somebody goes to plead and says that, oh, because
there is a Buka John. He says Nanaya is the only one more clear with her submission, broken down in simple terms. What do you mean? Okay, a lot more of you sending us your messages. I'm sorry we're unable to read all of them,
but
special
prosecutor must be up and doing. We want to see action with this
up and doing. Well, pack up your day with Milky Way, the Milky Way with a rich, smooth taste of peck milk shortcake. It is pure delight, and you can see the flavors all here. We have coconut, we have, different flavors as you can see on your screen. We have chocolate and others. So just go grab one and enjoy. And are you also looking for a university that will prepare your child for the future? Then Academic City University is the best choice for you. At Academic City, we do not just teach, we nurture creators, innovators, and leaders who shape tomorrow's world. We offer undergraduate programs in engineering, computational sciences, business and communication arts, and our BSc in artificial intelligence and robotics engineering are the first and only one of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. With world-class facilities and industry-experienced faculty, students do not just learn the latest technology, they actually create it. And for working professionals and young graduates, we have got you covered as well with our MSc programs in cybersecurity and data science analytics, as well as our professional certificates programs. At Academic City, our programs are practical, relevant, and future-focused. Call us now on 026-269-3870 or visit acity.edu.gh for more information. Admissions are now open. Academic City, make your mark. And that will be it for the big issue. Thank you very much, Bellberry, for my costume. Bellberry, located adjacent to the Chado Gold filling station. Stay with us. We're back with more.
Producer.